Borada, hello, and good morning to all of you out there. Today is a very special day. At the time of recording this, it's March 1st. March 1st is, for one, it's my birthday. Today is more important because it's also St. David's Day. What is St. David's Day, you might ask? St. David's Day is a Welsh holiday. It's a holiday celebrating the patron saint of Wales, St. David. If I'm correct, in Welsh, they refer to him as Dewi Sant. If you didn't see my video on Scotland, a while back, we did a taste test of haggis, and that was in honor of St. Andrew's Day. Of course, Ireland has St. Patrick's Day, and England has St. George's Day. Wales has St. David's Day, the patron saint who actually helped, I believe, spread Christianity throughout a lot of Wales. Also was kind of a big helper for the Anglo-Saxon war that was going on during his time. St. David was said to die on March 1st, and that is why we celebrate St. David's Day on March 1st. And it just so happens that St. David's Day also falls on my birthday, and I think that's really cool. So some of you, maybe none of you, are saying to yourself, Jay, why celebrate a Welsh holiday? You're in America, you don't have Welsh blood in you, why? Well, one, I technically have Welsh heritage by adoption. My dad's side of the family has Welsh blood, and we still have family in Wales, and I'm also a little obsessed with the UK and Ireland, and Wales being a part of the UK, I feel gets a bad rap. Maybe not a bad rap, I feel as if it doesn't get actually any rap, really. Not a lot of people know about Wales. In fact, when I was a kid, you know, I knew of Ireland and Scotland and England, but, you know, when I was told, oh yeah, we have family that comes from Wales, I always kind of looked at him and said, we came from Wales, like the animal? Childlike stupidity aside, I do have a genuine love for Wales. It's been one of the places I've been wanting to visit for the past about 4 years now. I've really wanted to go see my family. You know, while a lot of people all want to go to Scotland and England, I'm sitting here going, I want to go to towns like Tywyn, I want to go to towns like Llangollen, I want to go to Festiniog, I want to go to Yes, I know that entire name. Don't judge me. So, in honor of St. David's Day, I and Angie, who's not here right now, we are going to make 2 Welsh dishes. One is called cawl, or cawl, spelled C-A-W-L. Second, we're also going to make something called Welsh cakes, a very popular baked, not really baked, a really popular food item to come out of Wales. They're basically like small in-betweens of pancakes and cookies. And yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So the recipe for cawl that we're following comes from a website called All Recipes, and it comes from an All Recipes member. I don't know her name off the top of my head. Here it is right now. So we're gonna be following this recipe. I've never done this before, so this is brand new for me. A little worried. I hope it turns out fine. As for the Welsh cakes, I got it from a website called King Arthur's Flour, so that will also be in the description as well. I didn't change much of that recipe at all, except for me, I think I'm gonna half the recipe because, trust me, it makes a lot of Welsh cakes. So the first thing that we're gonna do for the cawl is we're gonna have to prepare the meat. Now, I actually prepared this last night, because what you're supposed to do is cook the meat, let it simmer for about an hour or so, and then leave it overnight to cool. This also kind of creates a nice stock. So I actually got a chance to record this yesterday, so I'm going to hand this off to Jay in the past. So, it's been about an hour and a half. It's almost 1 a.m. The meat is done simmering. Now I just gotta let it sit here for the rest of the night in future Jay's time. We're gonna cut it up into littler pieces just so they're a little bit easier to bite, and we're gonna go from there. So now it's about 1:13 in the afternoon. It's been about 12 hours and this thing has been left to sit for a while. Now, on the recipe it says to skim the fat. Now, since we're using extra lean stew meat, there's actually not much for fat, or there's no fat at all actually at the top. This is gonna be a little easier than I was expecting. So what we're gonna have to do is take out the meat. I'm gonna have to trim off any gristle that's left over. I'm actually gonna cut a few of the pieces into smaller pieces, just for convenience sake. Okay, so I've gotten all the meat out, and there was a few pieces of fat that were floating around, so I got those out as well. The meat itself looks pretty good. Looking through the lens here, a few of these, I think it's just because of my camera, they look more pink on the screen, but they're actually pretty brown. Now I'm gonna just cut up a few of these pieces a little smaller. Okay, so now that's all cut. This is all ready. I'm not gonna put this on boiling yet because I have to begin to cut up the vegetables. All right, so for Welsh cawl, first are 2 onions. You're gonna need 4 potatoes. You're gonna need a head of cabbage. We're only gonna be using about half to maybe 1/3 of the entire head. 2 carrots. These aren't as big as I'd have liked, but they are still okay. You're gonna need 1 rutabaga. Now this rutabaga might seem a little small. This was the biggest that we could find at the store we went to. And trust me, I know that's small because I went to a different store to get the leeks and they had much bigger rutabagas. And of course the last 2 things are the leeks. Okay, I just checked the recipe. The onions, carrots, and the rutabaga go in first and you let them simmer for about an hour. The potatoes go in next and you let them simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. You want them to get nice and tender. And lastly, the leeks, the cabbage, and the meat go in last. And you let that sit for another about 10 minutes or so. And then you salt, oh, I almost forgot. You gotta add in parsley. Now, they call for fresh parsley, but I'm not using fresh parsley. I'm using just dried parsley that I already had. Figured it's less than hard to buy. One thing that you gotta notice is that if it calls for about a teaspoon, you only wanna use like 1/3 of a teaspoon. You don't wanna use as much parsley, dried parsley, or dried any herb in substitution for fresh herbs because dried herbs have more flavor than fresh herbs, so you don't wanna overpower it. Angie's here now. She's here. Give him a thumbs up, Angie. She's now working the camera. She brought a knife.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna cut it. So
get it? It's not gonna. It's not gonna cut it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna cut it.
So where I left off was with the onion. Cut the second onion. I got them into 2 bowls. Seems like more, but it should be enough. And now we're gonna get on the rutabaga. So for the rutabaga, I was reading online. You want to cut it into pieces like this. And trust me, this skin is tough. Once you get it into pieces like this, then you can take something small. That way you can get off the outer skin. We just put in the carrots, the onions, and the rutabaga. That rutabaga was way harder to cut than I was expecting. Forewarning if you want to try this recipe out yourself. So the next thing is we're going to cut up the rest of this stuff and put them in the fridge for the moment because we have to let the vegetables sit in that broth for about an hour. But before that, I want to talk a little bit about the leek. The leek here is an incredibly popular vegetable in Wales. And a lot of that comes from the importance the leek has. Legend goes that during the wars that Wales had with the Anglo-Saxons, Saint David made a suggestion that the people, because everyone looked the same, they all had very similar outfits, what have you, and Saint David suggested that the soldiers all wear leeks on their helmet. So that way they could tell each other apart. They would know friend from foe, just because of the leek. And leeks are very, very common in Wales. They grow just about everywhere, so. But leeks here are related to the onion, heavily related to the onion. And if you might see just by looking at this thing, it looks like a giant version of a green onion. Except when you cut it, you don't want to use this top part. So when you cut it, what you're supposed to do is just down that way. And see, it's got the little Also, look over here. So one thing you want to do is, I don't know if you just saw, but there was a bunch of brown right there. I washed and the brown gone away because a lot of dirt tends to get trapped in these things.
It
so
is
you
a
want
plant.
Yes, but you want to wash them out like this too. Smell it. It smells just like green onion. It's just a giant green onion. So we finished the leeks, and now it's time for the potatoes. You heard me correctly. Now it's time for cabbage. I've never cut cabbage before, but from what I can tell in the pictures, it's supposed to be in smaller slices. So I'm thinking in half and then just down that way. Woo! So Angie's now marked her place on me. It obviously says don't touch right there. But now it is time to make the Welsh cakes. And my friend is gonna be here in about like 10 minutes or so. But we're gonna start those Welsh cakes. I got the griddle on and it is heating up. So let's get on that.
Add potato?
Just as we were about to make the food, this thing just rang, which means it's time to put in the
You
potatoes.
put in one thing all.
Okay, put them in very careful. Oh gosh. My turn. I don't like doing it like that. There we go. Okay, so potatoes have been cooking for a bit. Time to add the leeks, the cabbage, and the meat. And my friend Noah arrived. He got here and he gave me an amazing present. His old frame drum. I still can't believe this. It's just...
What is a frame drum?
A frame drum is a type of drum that comes from Ireland.
Boy.
And you play it with this. I should do
Call
it
a
like that.
tipper or a kippen, or in most Irish places, a stick.
A stick! So I've gotten all the flour, the nutmeg, the sugar, and the salt all mixed in a bowl right there. Next thing we have to do is put the butter in and start working it with my hands. Oh man.
Is this for the Welsh cakes?
Yep.
The squelch cakes, you mean?
Don't call it that!
I think we may have done something here.
That looks really nice.
Because you gotta get the big chunks out of it.
Big chunks.
Okay.
You gotta squelch all the chunks out.
All the chunks out. Ew. I got all that. Half a cup of currants. Where are the currants?
Current events?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Boy. Do you need Cupboards 102?
Not that way.
He does this all the time.
Judge me.
Before you do that, one moment. Wash my hands. Hold on. Don't look at me.
I'm just.
All right. No, I may be crazy, but this is 100% the Enterprise.
Come on.
Yep, that's a cookie
Don't
cutter.
be shy. Alright. Follow me.
I'll follow you anywhere.
And now we wait 3 minutes. We're about to try the test Welsh cake.
I only cut 3. Wait, I got it. Shut up.
Just like,
No, that's wrong. Hold on. Oh, I got it. Okay, that's 1. Booyah! Yes! I got 3s.
Alright, let's see.
Oh.
That is moist.
There you
That's
go.
really good.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
It goes well with tea.
It actually does.
I doubted you, currants, but
You don't really taste them. They're just kind of there.
Oh god, this is hard without my pinky, but I'm doing it. Cheers.
The yakida. That's Welsh for cheers. Here, let's try. See. Yakida.
I need my pinky out. Hold
Okay, let me do mine too. Oh, this hurts.
Right?
Ow!
fuck.
Ow! Oh God. Yakida. Oh, that hurt. Ow!
Why are you guys struggling so much? You have
We all don't have your hands,
You have to
despite us being musicians.
You let the handle rest in your palm.
We're not smart, Angie.
Oh my God, I got it. Fuck. That didn't work. Stop it. Oh. Woo.
How do they look?
Alright, this is going to sound entirely xenophobic, but get Welsh scum.
Oh my God.
I
So-
just sigh heavily because I'm a drunk. Don't judge me! I was in Hamlet!
We finished making the food officially now.
Props to Jacob!
Thank you.
Props to Jacob!
But I have to thank you too, because you two actually helped a lot with the cakes and with
You'd be nowhere without my knife.
you. I would. I would have never
Go
got that.
comedic support!
Woo! You actually did do a lot. You served our food.
Yeah.
True.
You did. He's the one who ended up saying, "I'll get the bowls and I'll serve them." He did it. I love this man.
Oh my God, that's delicious.
Oh my gosh, the meat.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh my gosh. An accumulation of flavors. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And we put enough salt and we didn't put too much, which is really good. Because it's not overly salty, it's just perfect. What do you guys think? As for those Welsh cakes, when we tried them, those are also really good. I hope these ones turn out as good too. Mmm. It's hot, but really good. All right, we don't have any real drinks to cheers with, so we're gonna cheers with bread instead.
I drank all my tea!
Yakida!
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 I love bread.
Bread makes you fat. Bread makes you fat?
Scott Pilgrim reference.
Mmm.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna enjoy our food.
Bye!
It is probably 1 o'clock now.
Yeah.
We were expecting someone else to come and have the rest of the call. That didn't end up happening.
Well, she's very late because
She's
she got
very
held
late.
up at work.
She probably will be here. So there might be a little more of this video. But if you can see at the end, you know, if at the end there it's almost like done, then you know that she never came. Not her fault. She was called late at work. We got hungry in the meantime when we just decided to order pizza.
We're also very delirious.
We're very tired, very delirious. I do have to say,
It's bread.
St. David's Day,
We're good.
pretty good, successful. Everything was delicious, at least I think it was.
It's just missing a paper mache dragon.
Oh yeah, we watched a video of these kids and they made, for St. David's Day in Wales, they made a paper mache dragon.
Red dragon.
And it looked really, really freaky and I don't like it at all. Here's a picture. We are going to go finish this food and most likely pass out. All right, my friends.
All four of you.
Nosanda. I think that's good night in Welsh. If not, here's the correct one.
Dos Svidania.
That's not Welsh, but okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will see you when we see you. Be safe. Have a good night. See you some other time.